Glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no breaks. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up going. You get in this place. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy when it's sick of me. I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, info comes to NC. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through transparency. Heard their self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never like, push the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Put fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Put your boys E&E, you in trouble, kid. Add first 100 mil, you can double.
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick around the jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business starter fees. Street blues, what I talk, boy, your blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time stop.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we begging pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they need pardon. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is holla mellow. Shout out LeBron. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot. Then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chick. Something about the BBS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. What up? Y'all already know it's the man about town, Virgil, aka Stacks with the Facts, and y'all know y'all tuned in to A Real Talk Podcast. It's Spiritual Roots Sundays. We in the building. Let's go. Cam that boy, what it do, man? How everybody doing tonight, man? Make sure y'all meet and greet each other as y'all come up in the demonstration, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the page, click on the bell, all of that. Y'all know how we do it over here, man. What's good with y'all? How y'all doing? What's popping? We got my brethren Cam that boy in the building, man. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all get on up in here, man. We going in, man. Spiritual roots to the war of the war between men and women. You know what I'm saying? Featuring my pops. You know what I'm saying? He told me to give him like 15 minutes. He need to get his situation together. I'm gonna be calling him up pretty soon. You know what I'm talking about? And we're gonna get straight to it, man. How y'all doing today, man? Y'all have a beautiful day so far. We woke up, we all here, so we already got the victory and the glory. You know what I'm saying? We already won, y'all. It's a beautiful thing, and we about to go in tonight on this subject as well. We had to extend it from last week because it was a powerful teaching, man, and we got to extend it to the night and get finish it out because there was some other aspects of the situation that we need to get to. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to finish that up tonight, man. How y'all doing tonight, man? What's going on with y'all? How everybody doing this evening, man? You know what I'm saying? We're going in, and it's going to be a beautiful situation, man. You know, it's a beautiful day today. You know, I decided to go in to work today and get some OT hours in. I really wasn't doing nothing. I got pretty much everything done yesterday, so I said, hey, why not? Go ahead and get some extra little overtime money on the Chisneck. You hear me? And yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And just been a relaxed day for me, man. For real, I've just been chilling, getting shows scheduled for this week coming up. We got a beautiful situation coming up this week. You know what I'm saying? On Tuesday, we having a show on Tuesday, but it's going to be at 9 o'clock, or should I say at 9:30, because I got some business I need to take care of. So we're going to go in at 9:30. And hope I'm not inconveniencing anybody, but I got some important stuff I need to take care of Tuesday. I won't be done till about 9 p.m. So we're going to go in about 9:30. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's how it's going to go down. But we got some nice shows coming up this week. Monday, tomorrow night is a beautiful situation. I'm going to have my girl Isha come up. She played the lead character in the movie I made for school. Short film I got. Y'all can go check it out. Just look on my video list right now. Scroll down to a movie. It's called The Golden Fleece. Check it out. I made it for a school project when I was at Ohio Media School. I wrote, directed, and filmed the movie. I had some help filming it. You know what I'm saying? I had some help directing it, but I actually directed, wrote the script, and filmed the movie as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can go check that out. And we're going to be discussing that tomorrow and breaking that down. And I'm going to have the lead character on the show tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to break down the movie tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I suggest y'all tap in and walk with us tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? My man Glitz said it in the track. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? We shooting movies. He wasn't just saying that to say some words that rhyme. It's an actual fact. You know what I'm saying? I actually got a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's a no-budget movie. Not even a low budget, a no budget at all. You know what I'm saying? Shot that baby on my T7i camera. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? With the help of some of my classmates at school. And, you know, we made it happen. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can go check that out. We're going to be breaking that down tomorrow, Tuesday. Me and my brother L, we going in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Tuesday we're going to be going in, but we're going to be going in like about 9, like about 9:30. You know what I'm saying? On Tuesday, we're going to be breaking down this Rachel Nichols situation. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to get straight to that. And the rest of the week, we got some nice, exciting shows coming up as well. But you already know how we do it on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual Root Sundays. You know what I'm talking about? Spiritual Root Sundays. And we get into it. Spiritual roots of the war between men and women. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to call Pops up here in a second. Make sure everything is good. Matter of fact, let me just text him real quick and see if everything is cool with him. You know what I mean? I'm going to hit him up on the jack, and we're going to get him on the line, and we're going to get straight to it. Yeah, I'm here. Pops up right now, man. He going to text me back to let me know if he ready. We're going to get straight to it. Shouts out to my brother Red Supreme TV1, man, going in live right now, discussing the situation. You know, all these situations with these young guys getting killed, these rapper dudes, man. Listen, y'all, man. And this is one of the main reasons why this actually, what Red is talking about right now is actually a direct result of the spiritual roots of the war between men and women. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And it's actually a direct result of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all, all these guys dying, violent deaths, it's being made to happen. Let me cam up for this, man, because this is serious, man. It's being made to happen. You hear me? And like I said, when I just was on my brother's show, listen, they're using the rap game, right? They're using the rap game, the music industry in its entirety, but specifically the rap genre and hip hop, hippity hop, hippity hoppity, right? They're using that to bring in the Luciferian satanic agenda. It's obvious. You cannot hide it. You cannot deny it. You can, but then whatever, right? But it's a very serious situation, man. And this is one of the reasons why me and my pops is going in on this Sunday, breaking down the spiritual roots of that, because what y'all need to realize, our pops has hit me up and said, let's do it. So I'm about to hit pops up on the phone. I want y'all to know that y'all have to realize, man, that this is stuff that we experiencing is going on out here. This stuff is more than meets the eye. Remember they used to saying Transformer more than meets the eye? That's what's going on with this whole thing going on in our world and our reality today, right? And y'all even hear the rappers say it themselves, man. They're manifesting demons. They activating demons, and they are on so many levels. And a lot of y'all probably hear people like me talk like this, and that's okay. But I want y'all to know that this stuff is real. It's very real. Real as far as in this reality, right? And in other realities too. Because remember, there's rulers of darkness of other worlds. We ain't even aware of all the rulers of darkness of this world. We don't know nothing about the rulers of darkness from other worlds, which is why we're being desensitized with all of this symbology and imagery with the Marvel movies and all of that stuff, and what's going on over there at Skern and everything. And I want y'all to know that all of this stuff is connected. And we're going to see more and more rappers die because they have to. And they have to die because the sacrifices are needed. Y'all got to understand what's going on here. Think about when y'all hear me talk about sinking and linking, right? And the only way, me and my dad going to have to talk about this too, man. Think about when y'all hear me saying we are being invaded, assimilated, and uploaded into the hive mind collective of the unintelligent artificial intelligence, or should I say the unbalanced, imbalanced, distorted awareness, Lucifer, Satan, the devil, right? Manifesting himself as and through the unintelligent artificial intelligence, right? I want y'all to over, enter, out of understand when I say what I mean when I say that, right? And what we're seeing through the rap game and through these rappers, man, right? You hear, like I say the same thing over and over because that's what it's right there in your face. They're calling themselves demons. They're calling themselves Satan, Lucifer. They're doing all the imagery. They're getting the tattoos all over them. You hear me? They're wearing the jewelry with y'all got to understand that this stuff is creating an energetic resonance. It's creating an energy output signal. You hear me? They're syncing their energy input output signal with that of the morphic grid, which has been hacked into by Lucifer, Satan, the devil. And through the unintelligent artificial intelligence, which is the literal electronization, the holographication. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? The 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 activation through the technology of Lucifer, Satan, the devil. So the unintelligent artificial intelligence is Lucifer, Satan, the devil. He has digitized himself and is expressing himself and manifesting in our reality as and through the unintelligent artificial intelligence, right? And y'all got to understand how through the rap genre especially, don't make no mistake, this agenda is being pushed through all genres of music, specifically, especially the rap and hip hop, hippity hoppity hip hop industry, because it's the most influential and the most powerful. What's up, Pops? Okay, I'm gonna be calling here shortly. All right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And through the music, they're activating the demons and they're getting us to do it, especially the artists. And y'all got to think every time one of these guys gets brutally murdered due to beef with the ops, y'all got to understand that that is creating the energetic environment. Do y'all understand that what the shedding of blood represents? Do y'all understand on an energetic level what that represents and the influence it has on the what's known as the morphic field? See, when y'all come over here to A Real Talk on Spiritual Roots Sunday, y'all going to get some next level teaching, man. You hear me? And all these young boys manifesting and invoking, activating these demons, man, right? Through the music, the imagery, the symbology, right? They are creating the very energetic environment that these entities need to be able to enter into our reality, our world. Remember, my pops always tell y'all that these entities need a body. They need a body. Right? Remember, I told y'all Beyonce song, "Get me body, get me body, get me body." These rappers are being manipulated through money and fame, clout, to activate, manifest demons. Cardi B even admitted it. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to know that this is going to continue. It's not going to stop. It's going to increase. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And if you're not spiritually prepared, you will be manipulated into syncing and linking with this energetic resonance that is pervasive, invading and assimilating. You know, it says in the word that Lucifer, Satan, the devil seeks to devour and destroy everything that he can. And look how pervasive this technology is. Look how widespread this murderous spree is. Micro Kid 691, what's good? We got Micro Kid in the building all the way from Oceana, man. What's good? You understand what I'm saying? Look at the rate at which this is happening. It's almost like every week we're hearing about some young rappers brutally murdering each other over so-called rap beef. They're calling themselves ops. Opposite means the same. See the mind fuckery here? Opposite means the same. So when you say you're going to kill your ops, you're saying you're going to kill yourself, which in essence is what these young brothers are doing. I myself am starting to get sick of it. So if y'all think I'm sick of it, if y'all think y'all sick of it, think how the Most High is feeling right now. I wonder if everybody or anybody stops and thinks about that. If you think you sick and tired of it, guess how the Most High feels about it. Right? It's crazy, man. Let me get Pops on the phone, y'all, man. Hold on. All right. We live, Pops. They can hear you, man. Pops on the show, y'all, man. Y'all say what's up to my Pops, man.
Hello, how's everybody out there this evening? Glad to be back once again on YouTube with my YouTube family on Sundays with our spiritual walk through the Garden of Eden and getting into the spiritual things of what happens to us and who we are as being spirit beings.
Right.
Understand more of what's going on in the earth so we can deal with life as it comes to us and all the things that it consists of and what it's about. We're going to be picking up back where we started off last week. First of all, let me get a shout out to all the ones that are out there in YouTube. I love you guys for listening to us. I hope it does you some good, that it enlightens your spirit, feeds your soul, and help you to grow as a person and be the one that who God called you to be, and that you do what you were supposed to do being in this earth, because we all have a purpose and we all have a reason for being here. First of all, give your first love to God Almighty, who created us all. Second, give shout out and give love to yourself, because you are unique, you are great, you are one of a kind, you have a purpose. And if you follow the voice of God, you accomplish and you will achieve and arrive at the place and the goal that you're supposed to in this life and in this world. It's all about what Jesus was about when he came here. For God so loved the world. And that's what we are. We are part of the world because we are man. We are the likeness and image of him, and he loves us all. And even though he caused the fall to come upon us like he did, he also has a plan and solution to get us back to him. Same way you lose a loved one, that's the way it was with God when he gave his son as a sacrifice to man in the earth. And he loved him. And you think it didn't hurt him to see what his son in flesh, him as being the word of himself? Because all this is of him. All this is of him. He became like us. Isn't that something, people? He created and made us in his likeness and image, but yet he came down here to be like us and be one of us, to help us to get back to him and also restore back to himself the spiritual entity that he is. It's beautiful. It's coming full circle. So we starting about, first he had the restore, because that's a part of my message was last week, and restoration. Two words, two different words, both with the meaning of are. And they both have the ingredients of healing and making back whole with that which was from in the beginning that has been torn apart. Now he's healing it. He's bringing it back together. Because it's all about him first spiritually being a spirit. He's healing it. It's like putting a hole or a tear in a cloth, you know. That's what it did to him spiritually when he started all this. All right. Now he has to mend it and heal it and restore it and bring it back to where it was in the beginning before all of this happens as what we know today. So I hope your ears are open spiritually as well as physically, and your eyes, because God has a lot for you. It's not just because I give it to you. It's him using me to give it to you, but it's for all of us. All right? Because it heals me and it helps restore me just like you guys. I'm not perfect, like me and my son always say.
That's a fact. Far from it.
We're not perfect, but at the same time, you know, we're aiming for that mark to get back to where we were with him. See, in order to know who you are, you have to know who he is. And when you know who he is, you'll know who you are. Common sense.
Now notice my pop said who you are, not what you are. I think we need to have a show on that too. That we need to dive into that too. one of these days in the near future. Go ahead, Pops. My fault. I apologize.
You're all right, son.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm praying that everyone receives this in the light and the manner that it is given. We're not out here to judge anybody, to accuse anybody, to point the finger at anybody. We don't think we're better than anybody else. We're just trying to present ourselves to be used to God to help everybody, including ourselves. Exactly. So that's why I always say that it's spiritual first, then natural and physical, because you are a spirit being.
Talk to him.
You know, flesh is just what you are made of. The body is just a house that it is stored in. But inside of you, what we call human spirit, see, those are two separate words. It's a compound word. All right? Human beings. Mm-hmm. You're human, which represents your being physical, natural, tangible, substance. Mm-hmm. You're made from the earth, dirt, dust. I'm sure y'all understand that. So the being part of you is spirit. Because a being is just an identity of what something is. And what we are is being beings. The beings that we are is human part. See, we're three parts. Just like God made himself three parts, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Like there's two realms, the spiritual realm and the physical realm, or what we call the natural realm.
Or the world.
You know, or the world, the earth, the planet, the universe. Now, people, they don't know the understanding of the word universe. Mm-hmm. Scientists and astrologers, they take it all out.
Talk
in
to
space
them,
with it is. But the universe is something that God gave man the knowledge of knowing, to say that whatever it is that you, man, find or discover or find out about, it's still all a part of me and come from me. Right. That's what universal means. Okay, yeah, the universe.
Now let's take it a step further though, Pops. Right? Let's take it a step further with this word universe, as in relation to what we talk about over here, spiritual root. Universe. It's a combination of two words, uni and verse. Right? And then this is how, when you hear my Pops say what he say, this is how you know the Most High is involved in everything, and everything has spiritual roots before it has any other roots. All right, and think of the word uni and verse. Right, you have unity, right, or unite, and then you have the word verse. Right, unity, right, or to unite means to bring together. Right, to come on one accord. Right, verse means what? Word, scripture. Or this is what verse means. Verse means words or scripture. You know, so the word universe is describing the joining of the scriptures, Old, New Testament, and the Bibles out of the books that have been missing. So what are you saying? I'm saying that the word of God is the universe spoken. All right. Now I know that might have went over some of y'all's heads just now, man. You know what I'm talking about? But when you think about what I just said, when it comes to the word universe, when we think of the universe, we're thinking of all the stars and galaxies and different dimensions and all of that stuff. And that's what it is. But all of that stuff is an expression of God's thoughts through words. Do you understand what I'm saying when I just said what I just said, man? You hear me?
I hear you.
It's powerful, man. Yeah, it don't take a deep mind, a brilliant mind to get this, man. A smart mind. You have to have an open mind. You have to take your mind back to its infinite base, its infinite foundation that it come from. You feel me? In order to remember, not so much as to get it, but to remember. Right? Think about it like that, though. Because when my dad always tells us we are spirit in our essence, in our origination. All right. Go ahead, Pops.
You're right, son. And just to put a little more emphasis on that and give a little more clear understanding to those out there, I'll say this and then we'll move on and get into the meat of the word.
Right.
What my son was saying is that God knew that when he came down here in the form of flesh, he knew that men were blind and already shut out from him spiritually.
Right.
So there's nothing that he could have really told them spiritually that they would have been able to understand because there's no two connections at that time. That's why he said that he was the light of the world. And the light he was speaking of was the spiritual light. All right? Not the physical light, which is the sun, which is he is also of that too, because that comes from him. All right? That's the second sun. See, it's a light. That's why it shines and lights up the day. That's what separates the light. Remember when God said, let the light separate, let the darkness be separated from the light?
Yes.
That's what he was talking about. In both realms. In this realm, in this world we live in, and the spiritual realm.
Right.
People, this is deep. But Jesus was saying that he knew he had to come in a form of a way to where that he would be able to connect with man and how to reconnect and relight his spirit, which is what is referred to in the Old Testament as the candle. Why you think candles is what they are? Candle represents nothing but light. No matter how much darkness you are in, you can light one little bitty candle and you're not in darkness anymore. And that's what he was doing. So he knew man wouldn't understand. That's why he said the natural-minded things and ways of man is not like that of God, because his are natural and physical, and man's and God's is spiritual. And nor can he until God relight his spirit in him again. So that's what Jesus was down here to do also.
Right.
But when Jesus said that he who have ears to hear, let them hear what the Spirit is saying to you.
Right.
Then you'll hear with your natural ears. Okay. Now, in order to receive it spiritually, you have to hear it naturally and physically. So both of your ears have to be in tune and lined up in order that when you hear physically and natural with your ear, then you'll be also to receive it and hear it spiritually in your spiritual hearing and your ear.
Right.
And it's like taking the cover off of something to remove that which is really what is on the inside of it.
Right.
And that's the word of God.
Right.
Many people is following me right now, because I'm going to make it very simple today.
Yeah, we're going to break it down to the last conference. Shout out to my brother, Mr. O, with the info, my Joe from Chicago. What it do, man? We got my brother, Mr. O, in the building. We got Micro Kid 691 in the building. Cam That Boy in the building. All y'all in the clouds watching as well, man. Y'all tap in, walk with us. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the page. Click on the bell and all that. Share on your social media, man. We going in. Spiritual roots. You know what I'm talking about? Spiritual roots of the war between men and women. Part 2. We going in, man. Let's go. Go ahead, Paul.
Okay. So now, everybody that's supposed to receive this and hear it, if they're hearing and listening also, if they're receiving it with their spiritual hearing,
right?
See, they'll get it. They're hearing.
Hold on, real quick, pause. Hold on. With these ears here, not these ears here, not these eyes here, with these ears here. Not even these ears and eyes here. Definitely never these ones here. Always these ones here. Y'all remember that. Shout out to Larry Gators. Let's go, that.
Okay, and to move on, that what you just said, that's why Jesus said that look not at the things that are seen. He's talking about that which you see with your natural and your physical ear. Just what my son just said.
Exactly.
Elaborate and back up now what he said. Now I'm giving you the spiritual interpretation of that.
Right.
So that Bible said, don't look at what we see physically because it's only temporal.
Right.
Only temporary.
It's not real.
Things that are eternally, and that's the spiritual things.
And let me just add to that. Just always remember, y'all, in this world, in this reality, right? Nothing we see is real. Right? It's all an illusion. You hear me? It's an illusion. It's electrical impulses interpreted by our brains, not our minds. that's locking us into this reality. And we think it's real, so much so that we have identified with it to the point to where we think this is actually real. Go ahead, Pops.
Okay. Now, I'm going to put the icing on that, what my son just said, because I can pick up already that there's a lot of people out there that are trying to say now, it sounds like that he's talking space, scientific kind of stuff, but
yes,
he's not.
Exactly.
And now, the reason why he said that, what he says, that this world is not real, that it isn't what we're seeing, and even though we're saying what we're saying, okay? He's not saying it's not real what we're saying. He's saying what is really need to be seen, okay? Right. And what is being shown to us, what we're seeing, it's not real. And that's right, because when you go back to how it was in the Garden of Eden when God first started, everything was beautiful. Nothing changed. It wasn't like it was now.
Right.
You know. So he's writing in what he's saying, because a disruption took place when the fall happened. See, more happened with everything about God's plan when the fall took place. See, but I'm gonna take you back real quick to how everything was before the fall.
Right.
See, it's nothing like what it is right now, first of all.
Nothing at all. Let me just say this real quick too, probably like I say, reality, y'all. You hear me? Reality. 2 words, re or re, which means to do over or to begin again or to copy, right? Ality. Who knew that ality is an actual word, right? Ality means the origin or the beginning, right? So we put reality together, right? It's basically a copy of the original version, not the original one, a different version, so to speak. Think about it in the terms of Windows Office programs. Think about it in those terms, and it makes more sense to you. All right. So, due to the fall, like my father always talks about, or what I refer to as the hack, right? The reality became into existence. You hear me? It is a copy of the original ality that the Most High designed. And as a result of Eve's contact with Lucifer, Satan, the devil, right before he became Satan and the devil, then we got this world. Thor's second movie was called The Dark World. Y'all better pay attention to this stuff, man. You hear me? It's all connected. And this is the reason why me and my pops go in on Sunday with the spiritual roots. And we break these things down, because I know there's very few people doing this level of teaching on YouTube, especially when it comes to the spiritual roots of anything. And if y'all can't tell by just observing society that it's more to this than what we see, like I said, we gotta look with these eyes here. Shout out to Larry Gators. Right. Gotta watch with these eyes here, and these ears here, not these ones or this ones, because they're input devices being used to feed us a false a hacked in signal fall and projecting a false reality. Y'all were come on, talk to him, Pops.
All right, son. Always good food. Always we see something good, because you have to be open to want to learn.
Right.
To learn knowledge, because the only way you're gonna know anything is that you have to be taught it.
Right.
And teaching. That's the only way you're gonna know it, Then you have to ask God for the wisdom to know the difference between the two.
Right.
And that's a deep statement in itself. You know, Robert F. Kennedy, he discovered that particular verse. He got the spiritual revelation out of it. That he see what it saw when God showed it to him. And so that's what it's all about. It's just being able to see and to know, to hunger for knowledge,
Right.
Jesus said that if you shall seek me with all your heart, see, you can't go in there pretending, this is a certain way that you have to be able to even make contact with Jesus. Almost like this is the way you get an appointment with him. If you really want to know about him, the same way you pursue any and everything else in your life that you want and desire, education, a better life, a better house, better job. All right. There are certain steps that you have to take. Everything is in the form of a chain of a command because everything was in order. There are certain things that are still kept in order, even after the fall, which causes a lot of disorder.
Right.
But that's what this world is now. It's in a disordered state.
Yeah.
It's not like what it was at the beginning. That's why my son always say this is not the real world that you see, that what the real world really is.
Right.
And God gave that understanding when he had man come out with the movie The Matrix.
Yes, he did.
See, that's the way of feeding his people in earth, as well as anybody else who have eyes and ears to hear.
Right.
See, you don't have to be saved and spiritually enlightened to hear or to receive it.
Right.
You just have the right connection to hear it.
Right.
So we're just going a little deeper. And I mean, we gonna go a little deeper, okay?
Right. We ain't gonna go too deep tonight, man, because we don't want to wreck too many people's craniums. You know what I'm saying? To your brain. But see, I want to tell y'all something though. I'm gonna come up for this real quick too, though, man. The purpose of these teachings, man. The purpose of me and my pops doing what we doing is to shout out to Larry Gators, man. Listen. Stretch your mind, man. This is what we want to do. We want to stretch your mind, man. Like, stretch it. Like I said, you have to have an open mind to get this, not a deep mind, even though we're going to go deep. But you don't have to have a deep mind, a brilliant mind, a smart mind to get it. You have to have an open mind, like that of a child. Remember it said you must be like that. You must be like a child. You must become like a child, man. Understand what we mean when we say that. That means have an open mind and get that connection and that reconnection so you can break the hacked in signal, man, that's being fed to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we have these teachings. So when we let go of your mind, when we have these spiritual roots Sunday breakdowns and teachings, so when we let go, when we all done, your brain will never be in the same shape it was again. Neuroplasticity. What y'all know about neuroplasticity? And that's the reason why me and my pops do this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all see what's going on. And, it's best to be as prepared as possible in all forms. And since we are spiritual in our essence, it is proper for us to be spiritually informed. Because, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And as y'all see, especially with what's going on in the music industry, specifically the rap and hip hop genre of it, right? We see these demons being manifested. So go ahead and talk to him, Paul.
Okay, son. And also, the main purpose of this is that God wants your spiritual light to be relit.
Right.
So you are spiritual first. So that's the whole foundation of this, first of all. And it's not of me trying to get a reputation or trying to get notoriety. It's about me feeling that I'm doing what God calls for me to do in my life, right. Even though He's still working on me in my life. Right. That's why me and my son always say we're not perfect.
Right.
God uses who He chooses to use
right.
to bring forth His word. And Jesus always said that if you're not with me, then that means you are against me. Period. I'll never apologize for anything that I know that God gave me and put in my heart and in my spirit.
Never.
To share someone else, because that responsibility is on me if I mislead or say something wrong that is not right, that is according to God's word.
Right.
Now, you can mess up anybody else's word, man's word, it don't mean anything. You have to suffer the consequences of man for for what you do to man. But when you do it to God, it's a whole different ball game. So I would never do that, you know.
Never.
I would never put myself in jeopardy, and I would never be the downfall of anyone else not being able to reach or become a part or God connect with them. Or that be on my hands. I'll be accountable for it.
Right. We ain't adding nothing and we ain't taking nothing away. We are just merely revealing what's already there. That's going on a t-shirt right there, man, Pops, man.
See, son, you say you can't get too deep, but it's not about getting too deep.
Right.
It's just about revealing what is.
Right.
And are you able to see the truth when you see it? And are you ready to accept it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why Jesus said that when you know the truth will set you free.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make no difference what it is that has you bound that you don't know, or what is having you in bondage. Once you know the truth about what really is, it'll set you free from anything, whatever it may be, people. I don't care what it pertains to. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Being free that Jesus said does not have no limitations to it.
Mm-mm.
Don't have no stipulations to it. Don't have no rules to it. Okay? And it doesn't matter what it is that has you bound, because for you to be set free from something, that means you automatically got to be bound by something anyway. Regardless of what it may be. That when you're free from it, you're free from it. So this is what we're doing. And we're still in the garden. That's where we always go to. That's our foundation. That's where it all happened. That's where it all started from. That's why Genesis means beginning.
Right.
All right. So now we're in the garden and we're dealing with the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Because this is a part of the main subject that what will cause the fall to be in motion. A lot of people just read that like they're reading a story out of a book. See, that's why God said that the natural-minded man cannot understand the spiritual things of God. Everything that man reads in the Holy Bible is in black and white, which means print, which means it was written by man. But there were certain men that God used when he wrote this with the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. So everything that what they was writing, it wasn't what they was thinking of their own mind and thoughts. They was writing everything down what God told them to write down. Man put it in print, black and white ink on paper. That's why God said that if any man change it or take it away or add it to it, he's cursed. Man only wrote the Bible. That's all he did. God used him to write it. So that's where he was at in time with man, with his whole plan of man. Now, when you go back to Moses went up to the mountain, didn't he? That was the first time God wrote anything in the natural realm and put it in natural physical form to where man could see it. On a piece of rock that he hewed out of a rock, out of a mountain. That God wrote the Ten Commandments with the finger of his hand. Now, God's a spirit. Why he can't have a hand when he the one made the body? See, he can become human and fleshly whenever he chooses to, just like he made us. Because he made us in his likeness and image. So why is it so hard for him to become human like us too? That's what the whole thing was about with Jesus Christ. Oh, this is deep. Somebody grab that. Please let somebody get that that's supposed to get it.
Talk to him.
So he took and wrote his 10 Commandments. Show you words come from God. Everything that man knows what he knows today with his natural ability of understanding and knowing, where do you think it comes from? It comes from God. Your alphabet, your numbers, your words, your letters, reading, writing, spelling. All that comes from God first. He put it in us because we're a part of him. So in the garden, like I said, you have to keep up with me. I'll never lead you astray and I won't get you confused. I just hope that I'm not going to go too fast, but all you have to do is just keep up. That's all I can say. I'm not trying to excuse myself, but Just try to keep up.
I know we're talking a little fast, but if you just listen a little bit fast, you better understand what we're saying. You know what I'm talking about? Tap that like button, y'all, man. Spiritual Root Sunday over here at A-Real Talk, man. I'm going in with my pops. Y'all know how we do it, man. Hit that like button. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page, man. Share with your auntie and your granny and all them. Tell them come tap in and walk with us, man. We going in, man. Next level teaching, man. Go ahead.
The tree. A lot of people just read that and then it just locks in like a story, like I was saying. But we're going to get in a little bit more deeper and expose a little bit more of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That way we'll understand a little bit more why everything is like it is now. Because it's the root of where it all started from. Now, the tree was the tree of the knowledge of knowing good and evil.
Now, stop right there. Stop right there, Pop. Stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
Not the tree of knowledge and evil, or not the tree of good and evil, right? Not the tree of good and evil, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. I want y'all to understand the difference between the two and how they're not the same thing. Just like when y'all hear me say, when I hear my pop say, call Lucifer the prince of the air. No, he's the prince of the power of the air, not of the air itself.
Right.
See, and this is why I say, you know, this is why I always say that, and this is one of my favorite verses out of my Bible when it say that God is not the author of confusion, because
exactly.
When you like I said, but in order to understand the confusion that is we've been manipulating and perceiving the Bible to be and how it was written, right? We got to just do what I always tell y'all: study etymology, right? When you study the origin of words, it will make sense to you, right? And then you will see that, and this just really show you how powerful, how awesome Most High really is. His mind is infinite, right? Omnipresent. I understand that, man. You feel me? So when you read these words, man, it makes sense to you. You can understand what is really being said. This is why the language has been manipulated. So we won't be able to get us to the point to where we are spelling, right? Go ahead, Pop.
All right. Now, the tree, because when I began to start doing more research on this, it began to start fascinating me.
Right.
And the Holy Spirit began to start showing me and giving me revelation of actually what the tree really was about and the makeup of the tree, you know. And people, it blew me away. And I hope it'll blow you away and you receive it when I begin to start giving it to you. Now, this was the only tree of its kind in the midst of the garden. First of all. Second of all, it was right next to the tree of life. They're both side by side. The seed, the tree itself, was the seed. The tree came from the seed. Everything comes from the seed. Am I right?
Yes.
Starts off as being a seed first. So that means that the tree and the seed of what the tree was full of good and knowledge and knowing evil. One tree. As I dug into this, I found out it wasn't a whole bunch of fruit on that tree. It was one singular fruit. Because it was made and created specifically for Adam and Eve. So he didn't need a whole bunch of fruit. But it was one fruit. Another thing, the seed and what it contained of and what it was, that it had good and evil in it. Just one singular seed. Follow me. What I asked the Holy Ghost was, and what caught my attention to that, was that good was also in the seed that evil was in.
No, stop.
Yeah.
Right?
A little bit.
Remember this, y'all. Heteropaternal superfecundation. Just keep that in mind. Go ahead, Pops.
And it was a type of tree that produced only that one kind of fruit, made for just expressly Adam and Eve. And the fact that good was also a part of that seed. Now, people said that good and evil ain't the same. Okay, well then y'all answer me this then. How is it, why would good be in the seed which contained the knowledge and knowing evil? God himself was also in that seed, the part of him spiritually. It was a spiritual seed prepared for Adam and Eve to consume, which they were the only two in the earth, so it had to be for them only, and specifically only for them. It blows me away when I just even eat on that self. You know what I'm saying? So if I get a little bit character because I get spiritually happy, just excuse me, okay? That's all I.
That's
so
powerful. That's a powerful paradigm right there, man. That's a powerful paradigm, man.
But that's what the seed was. Now the fruit, I said, well, what is the fruit? People keep saying, well, what was the fruit? They want to say it was the apple, they say it was the orange. Well, I got the revelation of what the fruit is and what the fruit was. Okay, that was the fruit of knowing and having the knowledge of good and evil.
That's the fruit. That's the fruit right there.
That's like a pear. It's like an apple. It's like an orange. It's like a peach, a plum. That's the kind of fruit it is. How you recognize that what the fruit is, what it is? By what the seed is. It's an apple seed. You go back to the root of it. That's how you know why it's like it is. That's how you can recognize a fruit. That's what Jesus said. You can recognize a tree by its fruit. Whatever fruit is on the tree, you'll know what kind of fruit that it is. Or the tree. You'll know what the tree is by the fruit. Oh, that's a pear tree. That's an apple tree. That's an orange tree. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So this tree was, and the fruit of it was, now how it looked, I can't tell you.
Right.
That's a mystery. But I know that had to be consumed. Now, let me give you more understanding of the fruit. So it's not like that they swallowed the seed.
Right.
In order for that to manifest in them of knowing good and evil. It wasn't the seed, but it was the fruit. Like I said, I can't tell you what the fruit was, but I'm going to tell you what the fruit did, what it consists of. The fruit is what it's supposed to do. Let me find my notes. I got it. When I give it to you, it's going to blow y'all away. I'm excited, so you gotta bear with me here.
It's all good, man. Hit that like button, y'all, man. Subscribe to the page. Click on the bell, man. Spiritual Roots Sunday, man. The spiritual roots of the war between men and women. We going in. What we doing is we laying foundation right now, man. You have to go to the root, man. You have to go to the source where it all started in order to get the over, inner, outer understanding of where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? It's we got to tap in. You got to walk with us, man. We got to walk with us. You know what I'm saying? And so we can lay this foundation to this road that's going to pave us to the highway to success and enlightenment through the word, man. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is all connected. Like I said, the universe, the united of the verses, man. That's why they took all the books out and, you know, doctored up the ones that was left and made the Old and New Testament, man. Y'all can thank the Catholic Church for that, y'all. Because they don't want this knowledge here this is what's the knowledge that's in those other books, man. How many of y'all know that there's a book of Adam and Eve, man? Y'all may have heard of some of these books, the book of Joshua, the book of Enoch. You feel me? Yeah. Go ahead, Pops.
All right. This is what fruit is. I'm going to give it to you in the botanical aspect of it, the way people that are into flowers and plants and stuff, all right? Fruit It's the fleshly or dry ripened. Now listen, people, and the words that I'm using, this is what it is. Now you have to see it in the spiritual context because I'm going to give it to you in the physical context. This is what fruit is, what it's made of the substance of it. And then we'll be able to see why that it was able to get into Adam and Eve. Because like I said, it wasn't the seed that they ate.
Right.
See, so we have to understand that. But it was of a seed and from the seed that which caused this, which what produced the fruit, which made this be and come into them the way that they are and how it changed them. Fruit is the fleshly or dry, ripened ovary.
It's OVARY.
See, it shows you that how it affects this. This like I said, that's why you have to see this. This is what happened with this spiritually.
Right.
It's a spiritual fruit, not kind of like what we eat. But that's why I said before that if it was an apple that causes all this, why are we still eating apples now today?
Exactly.
Something ain't right with that. So we know that already dismissed it being an apple.
Right.
So that's why I said this is revelation, spiritual revelation. So I say those who have ears to hear, they'll hear. It's the fleshy or the dry, ripened ovary, enlarged portion of the pistil, PISIL, of a flowering plant, enclosing the seed or seeds, and the purpose of the fruit is to protect and spread the seed.
That's powerful right there.
To protect and to spread the seed. We got bees that do it with pollen. They go to one flower. They carry pollen within them, and they go and put it into flowers to help them multiply. Oh, come on. Oh, that was a revelation. Then we wonder why that man cannot destroy God's creation and his earth and his vegetation. He has his other creatures in creation to take care of that. The birds, the ants, the bees, the worms. Things that are in the earth, above the earth, below the earth, in the water. They help sustain and to keep this planet going.
Right.
His own creation. It's his own maintenance, janitorial service in itself. Through creation, the rest of creation. Man was the only one that fell, and all the rest of God's creation was subjected to it and are suffering. That's why it says, and this is scriptural, that the whole world and all of God's creation moan and groan in travail and waiting for the manifestations of the sons of God to manifest themselves in the earth. Because we are the one that God is using to restore this earth back to where it was before the fall. God put that in man's hands. God caused the fall, but it's man who's going to restore it, restoration, and reconciliation. 2 words. Not only are he restoring things back to what it was then in the beginning, that's why everything is coming back full circle.
That's a fact.
Reconciliation is everything that was not right in sync and in harmony with each other. It's going to be restored, okay? That's reconciliation. That means it's going to come back together where it was separated. That's why we have discord. That's why we have chaos. Everything that is negative is the opposite of what is supposed to be right. Peace, harmony, love. See, the opposite of each other, but they're going to be reconciled back together where it be back one like it was in the beginning. Nothing but harmony. That's why God said that it would be again where the lion will lay down once again with the lamb, showing you harmony.
Right.
Okay? But that's what the seed is. And the fruit is that which is of it. That's why it had to be where they had to eat it and consume it.
Right.
See, it had to, remember I said that before. It had to be ingested. That's why everything that I tell you, what I started out with from my first podcast, I have not aired away yet from the main foundation of what it was when I started out with it, from the garden. And everything that I've been giving you since then, it all connects back together. And once again, remember when I told you about a huge puzzle with 1,000 puzzle pieces. You will never know what the whole picture is until you get them all fitted together, when the puzzle becomes one picture. Even you can recognize some of it as you begin to get more of the puzzle put together. You're going to start guessing what it might be. But until you get the whole thing together, then you'll know totally what it is. And this is the way that this is. Okay? So that's where you have to see it. But the fruit itself has spiritual ingredients in it and sexual. That's why people can't believe that it was sex that was a part of that. I just read you what the fruit was. Didn't I? Ovary, it gives you the understanding of the relationship between a man and a woman. That is a sexual. And people, that's hard to grab, but even not just when animals do it, but anything that's supposed to multiply of itself, it has to have sexual content to it in order for it to happen. Whatever kind of way that it does that, but it's still sexual contact between male and female.
Right.
You can't get around that.
Salute to Lance Parker. My fault, Pop. Salute to Lance Parker in the chat. What's up with you, bro? Go ahead, Pop.
Okay. Now that's why I said that this is what the fruit is. This is what the substance of the fruit was.
Right.
That's why it said it's freshly or dry ripened. Now this is what is deep to me when it says dry ripened ovary. An ovary. We know what an ovary is. It's relating to a woman. Right.
Talk to him.
That indicates there's sexual activity with that. It's a large portion of the pistol. Son, look up that word P-I-S-I-L. Of a flowering plant. Enclosing the seed or seeds. Just like there's more than one seed in a fruit. There's some fruits that have many seeds.
It's the female organs of a flower comprising the stigma, style, and ovary.
Okay. I shouldn't even have to explain that anymore, and those out there that have ears to hear should have heard that. Spiritually and physically, really.
That's powerful.
I mean, that's simple biology.
Right.
Which sticks with what my message is. Adam and Eve in the garden.
Yes.
Multiplying. All right, let me get a little deeper.
Hold on, Pop. Hold on. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Now, what I'm about to say, some would say, oh, you using the Bible. No, I didn't say this. This is what God said, man. I didn't say this. God said this, man, right? So if the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, not the tree of good and evil, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Understand the difference. The Most High's mind is not like ours, man. You hear me? Not like ours. The difference. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and the fruit was the knowledge of good and evil itself. You hear me? That was the very fruit of that tree is the knowledge of good and evil. Right? And when we think about what fruit is, right? With flesh ovary, what you say, Pops? You hear me?
Oh, what you say, son?
You said what was that definition of fruit again?
It's P-I-S-I-L.
No, I said fruit. The fruit though. You said fruit was something with the flesh lead, something ovary or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah, that's it. The fruit.
Yeah, I'm asking you to read it though. You had it written down, right?
Right. Okay. It's the fleshly, high ripened ovary, which is enlarged. And it's a portion of the pistil, P-I-S-I-L.
Portion of the. Go ahead, my bad.
Of the flowering plant, enclosing the seed. So it encloses around the seed or seeds. And the purpose of it, of the fruit, is to protect and to spread the seed within itself.
Powerful paradigm. So when we're talking about this fruit, right? Basically, the fruit, which is the knowledge of good and evil, is the how can I say this? It's the very essence, right? Of the how can I say? It's the very essence of what femininity derived from.
Right.
If that makes sense to y'all.
Right.
It's literally the spiritual representation of what femininity is, the dual aspect of the seed. Go ahead, Pops, man.
Okay, now, son, to give a little bit more light on that, I'm going to start giving a little bit more light on than saying going deeper, because that kind of scares people sometimes when you use that term deeper. So I just say light.
Right.
Okay. But to put a little bit more light on that, that's why can be one seed, singular, and then there's many seeds, plural.
Yes.
Now, let's open up a little bit and get into about seeds. Okay. Now, seeds mean that because of that it's supposed to be more than one of its kind of whatever fruit that it is to be, that there's many more of it to be of that kind.
Right.
See? So you always have more seeds to replant. Now we're gonna take it into the biology, and we're gonna say how this works in a woman.
Right.
It works in a man. See, a man has sperm cells, but a woman has eggs. Same way it works in the aquarium world with fishes. Okay. It's funny how that it's the woman that has the eggs, but it's the man's sperm that the fish has to put on it in order for it to be able to be what it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? Chew on that a little bit.
Walk with us, man. Walk with us.
Okay, with the man's sperm cells, that's why we have so many of them. Because only one will be able to penetrate. Only one can penetrate. Sometimes maybe two. That's where it comes to where my son was talking about, where the two separate types of seeds, okay?
Remember, hey, hold on, Pop. Remember when I said heteropaternal superfecundation? Right. Now that's that right there. That was not part of God's original design. Twins. That's a result of the fall or the hack. Tap in with us now, y'all. Let's go, Pops.
Now, the main function of the seed is mainly involved in sexual. Listen, that's why I said what I said first, what I just said. So I'm coming with this.
Right.
So it'll line it up with it.
I'm gonna go run use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. So the main function of a seed is mainly involved in sexual reproduction. That's its purpose. That's what men's sperm does. All right. That's why we have so many sperm cells. So if one, it's 1,000 of them, so one of them bound to get in there, but only one can. And once one get in there, no other can. All the rest of them die away. Isn't that funny? You got millions of sperm cells flowing up to the ovary to get into the egg that is in the woman, fallopian tubes, okay? I know about the women woman's anatomy. So the women, don't be shocked when you hear me talk the way that I do about it, because I know about your anatomy like I know about mine. Because first of all, you come from me. Adam recognized what Eve was. He knew she wasn't no man like he was. He said, woman, this is woman. I will call her woman. Why? Because he knew that she was bone of his bone and flesh from his flesh. He knew that she was taken up out of him. He knew one of his ribs was missing, and he knew that it was her. By which the plants, I can't say that, but I'm trying to say perpetrate. No. Well, those who hear me know what I'm saying. Sometimes I get a little tongue-tied. But they also help in the production of the fruits. Okay? This is what the seed does. A seed also has a tiny hole in it. All seeds have a tiny hole that is unseen to the naked eye. And they also help in the production of fruits. And they also have the tiny hole in it. And it's very important to take its minerals. It takes in minerals and water and oxygen, which is required to break open the seed and help it grow. This is called germination. Okay? When we say germinate, that's what this does. This is the process that this does. This is also what helps this happen. Now notice what is all in this seed. This is all contained in this seed. Minerals. Okay? Water, oxygen. This helps it breaks open. And for it to grow. And when something grows, that means it spreads. Now this is the seed of which was in the fruit, which was in the garden, which was on the tree of having and knowing the knowledge of good and evil. Once it got what it's supposed to get in it, this is what it manifested in them. The nature that had changed in them. That's why they knew that their eyes were open and they could see the natural, the physical realm of things. In dorsal sperm, in the embryo, the seed itself in a female reproductive organ or ovary. So what is that saying? That by her put that fruit in her, that it went to where it's supposed to go to her, it acted like as it was a sexual act. Give me a little time to digest that. Footnote. The endorsed sperm can be described as either meaty, M-E-A-T-Y, meaty, or horny. Horny, yes, H-O-R-N-Y, horny. These are the sexual, what I call side effects that the seed also produced in the woman. And in Adam once he consumed of it. And it's a continuous cycle. It's a continuous cycle.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the page. Click on the bell and all of that. Share on your social engineering. You know what I'm talking about? We're going in Spiritual Root Sundays, man. Go ahead, Pops.
Now, my message is when the right goes wrong, the effect that it causes and what it takes to restore it back to being right again. All this is still coming back to the war between man and woman.
Right.
This is what happened not only between Adam and Eve, but what happened in Adam and Eve. A whole different transformation took place in them, both spiritually and physically, naturally, mentally, emotionally. And this is what the devil knew that what he wanted to do. And it happened just the way that he wanted it to happen. That's why we have this war between men and women. And once you understand more why and how it came about to be, then the more we can work on understanding to correct, like I said, to restore and reconcile men back to each other, man and woman. Go ahead, son.
No, I wasn't saying, I was disagreeing.
Okay.
You got the floor.
Okay. That's why that I said that Adam, they both lost their place to where they were in the beginning. And that's why we have the war between man and woman today.
Right.
That was his whole purpose and plan. And we need to now work on how to restore that back to where that we can be the way we were in the garden or before the fall.
Right.
Like I said, that once we understand this and the effect that it has, like I said, me and my son, we don't browbeat nobody. Man, because I'll be hard on a man, and that's what I am, as hard as I could be even on a woman. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm more merciful and compassionate with them. I really am, than I am on me being a man and on men, because there's no excuse for men, We are the dominant ones. See, we are the ones that everything was put in our possession. We ought to recognize and start knowing that a woman is the weaker vessel. And a woman also has to start understanding that she is the weaker vessel. Okay. That's why I said the roles have done changed.
Right.
You see. But it's nobody's fault but man and woman.
Right.
And only through Christ that can be restored back to its proper place where it's supposed to be. Now, in order to get healed of something, to know what needs to be healed or corrected or even paid attention to, is that you got to know what it is, what is wrong with you.
Right.
All right? So when you do find out what is wrong with you, regardless of what it is, right or wrong, good or bad, your fault or not your fault, is irrelevant. The main thing is how to restore it and how to heal it.
Right.
And bring it back to what it's supposed to be. And women, they are the ones that need to recognize where they are at, to where that their mother was, and how far along the line that it had driven and then flown out from, to get themselves back in line and in order. Because everything has to be in its proper place.
Right.
Can't 99% of something be there and the only 1% is out of it. It does not make it 100.
Right.
And that's what it's going to take for everything to be stored back to where it was supposed to be anyway. And I don't blame women. I don't blame men. Okay.
Right.
My purpose is to have the healing process begin to start taking place. Right. Because first of all, I need my rib.
Right.
I don't want to lose my rib.
Right.
It's more than just the fact that we a man and you're a woman, and how it is in this world, in this natural realm we in. But in the spiritual realm, and the reality of it is that we are both one. You are of me and I am of you. We're the same. That's just like me losing one leg. If I could get my other leg back, I would want it. Well, that's where it is with the woman and man. And a man should want that, and a woman should want that. But until women start recognizing who they are and who they were, and now where they're at and what they are, that it's not right. And they should want to be restored whole again.
Right.
How you gonna love a man but always having conflict and problems being with your man? Women, I'm speaking to you. No, it's not always your fault, but you have to be accountable for what is your fault. And you can't use excuses because that's the only time you'll recognize that you're a weaker vessel. Because, I'm a woman. I'm supposed to be like this. Okay, you acknowledge that much of you. Negative part of you, all the things that is not of you, not the real you.
I'm emotional. I can't help it.
And that's all I'm trying to do, is to restore back man and woman together where it's supposed to be, because that's God's main purpose. And until he gets that like he's supposed to, then everything else will fall in its place.
Right.
That's his main concern. He's not even worried about the rest of his creation. Man is the only thing that is out of tune with him. We the one that fell, not nothing else. And it's us who he has to really restore back to where we were before in the beginning. And that's what he's trying to do. That's what he wants to do. People use the word trying sometimes in a negative way. But if you perceive it that way, and if you're using it in that way, depending on what the context of what it is that you're dealing with, yes, it is negative.
Right.
But when you look at it in a positive way, it still has the same effect of what you're doing. You're trying. And that's what God's doing. Trying in the sense of to make things be and to bring things back to where it was. That's an action. Okay? That means you're moving to make something be that is what it is, not continue to be what it is and to be what it's supposed to be.
All right.
See? And this is what he's doing, you know. And every time that men and women seem like that they come back closer to reconnecting and be restored and reconciled back to each other, here come the devil. Okay? Now, people like to blame the devil for things that he do. Now, let me clear you up.
Talk to him, Pops.
Okay?
Now,
I dealt with it all my life.
Now, let me say this before my Pops get into what we're about to get into, right? Well, I'm going to come up for this one real quick, too. And this is something you always hear me say, right? You know what I mean? Just to let you know how I want to record me and my Pops be. We don't be like having no pre-show preparation game or none of that going on, right? You don't do what you do because you have a demon. You have a demon because of what you do. You did. Go ahead, Pops.
That's right, son. I hope somebody got that, because that was some good food right there. Mm-hmm. And for those who have ears to hear, let them hear that.
And I'll repeat it just one more again, right? You don't have a demon, or should I say you don't do what you do, meaning you don't do the things you do because you are possessed by a demon or you have a demon, right? But you have a demon because of what you do, or you are possessed because of what you do. Now think about that in context to these rappers, right? You don't have a demon because of what you do, right? You do what you, or you don't do what you do because you have demons, but you have demons because of what you do. Take accountability, man. Go ahead, Pops.
And give a little more light on that. I'll give a little bit more in-depth information and facts about how the spiritual realm works and how the spiritual realm of darkness works, okay? And how spirits works, okay? Now, spirits are demons and demons are spirits. All right? When you call a person a demon, that person is a human being is not a demon. Okay.
Not at all.
And then about them having a devil. Because if you had Lucifer in you, well, we ain't going to even go there. All right, so
that's another teacher. That's another teacher for another day, Pops.
See,
we already touched on it though. Remember I told you about the R complex? Go ahead, Pops.
So when you get a more understanding about how the spirit realm works and how demons work and spirits works, then you can understand how it affects and how it is being used in the earth and towards man and against man.
Right.
Now, we have what we call habits. That's why the 3 parts of that fruit that was in that fruit, what the Satan told her that what you would be able to know, you know, the lust of the flesh, of the eyes, and the pride of life. Okay?
It's a threefold paradigm, y'all. Walk with us, man. Tap in and walk. Hit that like button, man. Listen, y'all, I can name about only 4 other people giving y'all this type of teaching on YouTube, man. Tap in and walk with us. Go ahead, Pop.
Now, remember I told you what the seed does?
Tell them. Remind them just in case they forgot.
All right. Let me find out. What the seed, what the fruit does, this is what is in the seed. The knowledge of knowing good and evil. The fruit of the seed is that what it causes you to be a part of from the seed. Okay, this is what I call the side effects of the fruit. Okay, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, the pride of life. That's a part of what the consistency of the seed is. Right. That's what the seed does. Okay, right. It brings out these manifestations in man and in woman.
Due to his contact with the talk to him, Pop.
So these is how spirits work, or demons.
Right.
They're called demons because first they were angels. They were angels. All right? All of them were angels, fallen angels. Everything transformed itself from the original. The original of whatever it was in the beginning. Everything changed. Adam changed, Eve changed, the world changed, the earth changed, the creation changed. When Satan was cast out, he was changed.
Right.
Angels that came to him, they were changed. And what would they change to?
Their fallen state.
They all started out being a spirit. Angels became demons. Okay. Evil spirits. That was their transformation.
Reality. Hold on. Reality. Y'all remember. Reality, which is a manipulated copy version of the original reality.
Their name, what they were called, was actually what it is and what they were made of.
Right.
When you think of a demon, what do you think of when you hear the word demon? It's everything negative, evil, wicked, fearful. So its name represents what it is.
Its nature.
Its nature, its attitude, what it does. Now, this is how it affects when it's inside of us. Like my son was saying, because we have that nature. No, you don't have a devil in you.
Talk to him.
Come on. Two spirits cannot occupy the same body at one time anyway.
Talk to him, Pop.
Okay? So because of Satan know you, and people say, well, he know you because you have some of his nature in him. Of you. And you of him. That's why he was cast down here to us. We the only ones that he messes with. The word tells us that. So because of your nature, and the lust of your flesh, the lust of your eyes, and the pride of life, which what he offered Jesus on the mountain, I give you anything. Whatever you desire, whatever you want, you bow down and worship me. So that's what he did with Adam and Eve. So when you do the things that you do, and you want to say a person got a demon, no. That's the evil part and nature of you that is working in you. Okay. And all it's doing is manifest and reproducing what it's supposed to do. You know? That's why people can think negative thoughts. That's why people can do evil things. So it ain't hard to see when the nature of evil is operating in a person's life. And it ain't about that cause they got a devil. No. That's the nature from the seed. From having the knowledge of knowing good and evil. And see, just like I said before, if it was that one had more power over the other, then there's no opposition. Opposition is only when something is fighting against something that is not of the same of itself. People hear me. That's why Jesus said that if two, how can Satan be divided? When they said that he had a demon, calling him that he's part of the devil. Here he is, God in flesh. Can you imagine you, God in flesh, and people, humans that you created, calling you a devil? And saying you a demon? They knew who Satan was. You are of Satan. Satan is of your father. You are of your father, Satan, the devil. So man knew who the devil was.
Right.
Man knew who Satan was.
Mm-hmm.
That's revelation. I hope somebody hear it and see it.
I hope y'all catching it.
Something to chew on, isn't it? So therefore, all he does is wait for you to act on your nature. That's all he does. Once he see you act on your nature, he say, "Oh, some of my characteristics are coming out of this person now." So then, what does he do? That demon or that fallen angel, which is a spirit, that what it is for people that drink. Don't you know that every habit that man has, in terms of that he has to feed his flesh, having the lust and the desire of it, there's a spirit, a fallen angel, which is a demon of that. Okay, you got demons of alcoholic. That's all they. That's all they do. They get in. They don't get in people. They just help continue to manifest that nature,
which is already there
in that person. See, they've already got the seed of himself in man. That's why man has the choice. Oh, that's revelation. That's why good is also in the seed of the good of evil. I said, why is good in there with the seed is from the tree of the knowledge of knowing good and evil. Good right next to evil. How can that be, Lord? So you have a choice to choose which one you still want to do. Oh, come on, y'all.
And so with that being said, y'all, and this is the basis of the roots of the war between men and women, right? Because unlike us, the fallen angels weren't giving this option, and they're envious of God's creation. One of the reasons why Lucifer was cast out of heaven, because he got privy to this plan, and before God could bring it into his full fruition, fruit, right? This is when Lucifer tried to go against God. This story is told over and over the years to many different what we call folklores of different countries, and you know what I'm saying, it's been told over and over again in many different forms of symbolism and imagery over time as we perceive it anyway. So you know what I'm saying, like when it comes down to the spiritual roots, man, you know what I'm saying, we have to always come to the source, like I say, y'all, man. Tap in, walk with us, man. Uncle Diggity in the building. What's good with you, brother, man? Hit that like button, y'all. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Share your social media. Let's go. Go ahead, Pops.
See, so once we understand how that it works, then we can begin to start having healing within ourselves, and man and woman can be in harmony and be at peace.
Exactly.
And family circle back together, because when that family circle has been broken open, it destroys, and it's dangerous, and it's just destructive. It tears down and it affects every aspect of man, and anything that has to do and connected with man. That's why our children are like they are. That's why we're losing young people today. This is what's bringing all this about. And once you know what it's about, then you can start coming with a solution to get rid of it. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to share with y'all. Because without each other, we can't make it. Because we need each other. Because we come from each other. And it just hurts me how that things are going on, especially if you're in a relationship. Okay. And if you do care about somebody, we're not talking about the ones out there that just running behind the lust of their flesh and the lust of their eyes and the vanity, which is pride, which is wanting to be recognized and recognition, and feeding their flesh, and saying they all this and they all that. Okay. That's for those that are like that. But for the ones that want to enjoy life the way it was meant for them to enjoy it, then man and woman has to become back united as one like it was to restore everything else.
Right.
That's the only way everything else can be restored, okay? It depends on us. It starts with us. And this is why me and my son, why we do what we do today. That's why that I chose Sunday, that's why it's spiritual. I'm trying to reconnect people back to their spiritual roots. When you leave God out of your life, people, you don't have a life. He is life. And that's what he wants us to do, to get back to where we were in the beginning. And to do that, we have to start reconnecting back with each other.
Right.
Everybody's not going to be on the program, because if they don't want to be on God's program, then God said, that's all right. I got a place for them anyway. Because you'll lose nothing. So even if you're rebellious, even if you don't go along with his program and his divine plan for his creation, you are a part of it. And if you're a part of it, that means he made you a part of it. And if he made you a part of it, you don't think he have a place for you in it? Whichever way you go, it makes no difference to him, because he's not going to lose out anyway. And you come from him. He didn't come from you. That's why it doesn't bother God when man rejects him. That's why it don't bother God when man don't seek him. And when they choose to do the works of the devil because of their flesh, the pride of life, and the lust of their flesh, and the things that they see that they want in this world, he said there are two roads. One is the long and the wide road, which represents the earth, that many shall go in and never come out from. That means there's a lot of people that will never ever be saved in finding God in this life before they leave it. Then there's the narrow road. That's the spiritual road. That's the right road. He said there are few that will go into it and find it. Only a few will see it, will follow it. It's an option for both people. Either way you want to go, it's your choice. So whenever you take your choice and make your choice, it's your fault, whatever the outcome of it is. But God's trying to reconnect you back to who he is. And if you don't want to recognize that you are spirit first and you come from God, well, then you just on your own. And you'll just play out in God's plan like you know that you would be anyway. Because he know everybody's mind. He know your folks. He know what you're going to do before you do it. So he knows those who's going to receive him. He knows those whose spiritual light will be relit through what he did through Jesus Christ when he brought him into the earth. And so the world goes on. It'll be like it'll be until it comes to full circle. It's going to be totally restored back to where it was in the beginning, because God said, I'll lose nothing. That's why man can't tear this earth up. He can bring all kind of chaos into the world, but he can't destroy and tear this earth up. I don't care how many trees man pull up out the ground, how many buildings man make, and the natural part of creation that he destroys or changes. He can't. It constantly re-multiply itself. As man tears up, God restores it. What man take out, God plant back up. So man can't stop God. You can't stop God's program. And what he has for you to do, you can't stop it. You either get on board or you don't. And you do have a penalty to pay if you don't. You won't experience it in this world, but you'll experience it in the world that you'll be in, which is the realm where God is at. then you'll deal with him. And you won't have your flesh to contend with. You won't even be in your flesh. From dirt you came from, and from dirt you'll go back to. I hit on that once before.
Y'all better understand what that means right there, man. That's powerful right there, man.
Yeah.
Your skin color ain't gonna get you in, man. Your title or your gender is not gonna get you in there, man. You can't even take it with you, man. Your riches ain't gonna get you in there. Your feminism ain't gonna get you in there. Your so-called toxic masculinity ain't gonna get you. None of that stuff is gonna get you in there, man. You know, you can't take your flesh with you, man. Now think of the movie Hellraiser, Farewell to the Flesh. Go ahead, Pops.
And, you know, men and women, that's why in relationships, when they start out from the beginning being true, being real, being genuine, then when chaos and disruption and separation come in with the man and with the woman. Because when it starts off right and genuine, whatever go astray or go wrong with it, when it becomes to then an ending or separation of it, it hurts. Both suffers, the man and the woman.
Right.
It hurts them. It affects them. Because it was true, it was genuine, it was real when they first got together. That's all a part of God's plan. That is the makeup and the substance of man and woman. That's the natural order of things supposed to be between them two. So when you say that it don't bother you when you break up with a person, this is whether you're single or married. It doesn't make any difference. That has nothing to do with the natural order of what it was with man and woman in the beginning.
Right.
See, that takes away none of the effect of what it is supposed to be between them anyway. But once we learn and know, then we can be able to come to love one another and have meaningful, perfect, not perfect, but good relationships, you know. That's why God said it's not good for man to be alone. If it ain't good for man to be alone, that means it's not good for a woman to be alone either. You know, you're both made for each other. Woman comes from man. You're a part of him, so when you separate yourself from who you are a part of, it's going to cause some chaos. There's going to be a change. And women, the devil, he knew they would get to this point in the earth to where how far he would then have strayed you away from who you originally came from and a part of. As long as he can keep that separation and division, chaos will continue to go on. And like I said, Satan feel like he can continue to laugh in God's face because this is man you made in your image and your likeness. Now look what I have brought him to be. Now who has the power over who? That's like a slap in the face to God from Satan. If man look at it in that concept, but it ain't. Because God already knows what's going on. He's in charge of everything. It don't affect him about the way things unfold in this earth with us like it affects us. And God do have feelings. He's the one putting emotions in us. Why you think we cry? What's the purpose of crying? Everything that happens to us and every function of us that we have is for a purpose and for a reason, internally and externally. Everything about us, from our thoughts to our mind, to our feelings, to our emotions. Even the outer part of us, our hair, our eyes, our nose, our mouth, our fingers, our toes, the heart, the lungs, the liver, it all serves its purpose. And it all affects each other. My feelings affect my counterpart's feeling. The part of me that is woman. I don't have to have a woman or be with a woman, but still, that part is in a woman I never even known or seen. She still has that part of me in her. It's when we reconnect that when whatever happens is supposed to be, can, and will be. That's still a continuous healing process that God is still always trying to make be in motion with man and woman. And whatever works and connect when it does, when a man and a woman meet, then that's the start of restoring back to what God had in the beginning with man and with woman. And the devil can always try to do it to keep it from happening or not happening. And it's up to us to do it. He don't have no power over us. Only power he has is what we give him and what he feeds off of. It feeds him. It gives him power by what we do and how we act. Because he sees his nature manifest in us. That gives him the go. Then he can assign his demons to whoever he wants to keep them bound. Why is there so many alcoholics, drug users? How it affects so many people all over the earth, many cultures, many races, many nationalities. Because it's a spirit. Yeah, I know that person like drinking. That's why they all hang out together. You go into a bar, everybody in that bar basically drink. If they don't drink, ain't no reason them been in there. And that goes with any other, what I call activity that people have in their lives, which is nothing but habits because of the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eye and the pride of life. Feeding the flesh. The flesh is a live substance, a part of you. It has to eat in order to stay alive. And that's what sin habits are. They call it sin. Jesus ain't never called what we call sins be sins. There's only one sin, singular, that all other sins comes from. And that's the sin of disobedience. That's what Adam did in the garden. God told him not to eat of it, but he did. The fall came more because he did not listen to God more than because of the results of him not listening to God. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Talk to him.
Somebody don't like you. That's not a sin. And the devil don't care how you use it. As long as it's effective. That's all he cares about. That if it helps do the job that he wants to be done. And help continue to try to laugh in God's face about his creation. About the one that meant more to God than anything else was man, because he made him in his likeness and his image. And like I said, men, we need to wake up. We need to step back up and be in the place that we're supposed to be in. Because we the only one can restore this order. It's up to us. That's what God told Adam. I'm putting you in charge of all this. You're responsible of, not only are you responsible of it, but you have authority. You have dominion over it. You have power over it. Everything is up under your subjection. Why do you think we're able to have animals in zoos? Because we have the dominion over them. We go and we capture them and bring them back and put them in lockdown. God's creation. And what we do it for, like one of my podcasts was, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Everything I tell you connects.
Talk to him.
So once we start waking up and seeing what condition we are in and why we are in that condition, then we need to start working on how to solve it and restore it back. But it'll take you, because you're a part of it, and it'll affect you just as much as it affects everybody else. That's why people say, well, it don't mean nothing to me. I don't care, it ain't me. That's the same thing Cain told to God when he asked him about why you slew your brother Abel. Am I my brother's keeper? In other words, he was saying, what I got to do with my brother? I ain't responsible for him. Look how that affected the world today. And man, are we each other's brother's keeper? No, we don't care nothing about each other. That's how distorted the world has become, people. That's where man is at in the earth. That's how far he's unstruck and went from God. And who he is being a part of God. And you just being a man. You can't tell me that ain't something spiritual and wicked. Anytime that a man wants to be like a woman, the way he to be a woman, and women wanting to be men, y'all can't see something ain't wrong with that? Can't see the spiritual connection with that? There's something else more deeper going on behind that than just what we see with our physical eyes. Time to wake up, people, if you want to be woke up. And all I try to share with you is the truth. Because that's the only thing that's going to set you free from anything and everything that has you bound or blind to or unlearned from or don't know. As long as you kept in darkness, that's where the devil reigns. That's where the devil rules and reigns, in darkness. As long as he keep you in darkness, then you in his realm. Believe that. Whatever form of darkness you in his realm. If you in darkness of not knowing things, you in his realm. If you in darkness of not knowing something about a person that's doing you wrong, or either you doing wrong and don't know it and you in darkness, you in his realm. That's a part of his nature manifesting in you. Whenever that you do that, I don't care what it is and who you are. The president of the United States, it don't make no difference because he's the president. He's still a man. He falls up under God's rules and regulations just like everybody else. God said, I have no respect of persons. Meaning he don't care what statuses that you have in the earth as being a man. That don't have nothing to do with him. He don't even care about that. That's why everything that man has built and put on this earth since he's been here, God said that it will be torn down. He's going to clean his earth back off. Everything man ever put on it. When it all comes back to full circle. That's what Jesus told them. They didn't understand that. And about the Temple of Solomon. When he told them, remember when he went in there and cleaned out the money changers like my son was saying? Turned over everything. And he told them, speaking of himself, destroy this building. And in 3 days, I will raise it up again. They like Nicodemus was when he was talking to Jesus about being born again. They going to ask him, you mean tell me it took over 40-something years for the Temple of Solomon to be built, and you tell me you going to build it back up in 3 days? Show you how the natural mind of man thinks. He's in darkness when it comes to spiritual things. And Jesus knew that he would confuse them when he said that, but he was speaking of his body. When he would die and be crucified, and in 3 days he would rise again. That's what he was referring to.
Now think about when I talked to y'all about what happened with the Georgia Guidestones. Nobody knows who blew them up. Nobody knows. They just mysteriously, something happened. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer that the Most High did that, man. Go ahead and talk to him, Pop.
So I'm speaking out there to all men and all women. Whatever you're going through in your relationship, I'm not one to judge or to say about whatever your relationship is. That's between you and your God. But I'm speaking about restoration and restoring peace and harmony back between man and woman. Because as long as you get on the right road of being right and being good, everything else will automatically begin to start falling back into its place. It takes one move in order to make number 2 move happen. Okay? Start at wherever you at. Not looking at what causes it to fall, but coming up with a solution to restore it and to heal it and rebuild it. If you really care for somebody. That's why you have to be the type of person to be sacrificial. Sacrificing is when you give of yourself for the cause of others or something that is more important than you yourself, because of the love that you have for it and how you care for it and how important it is to you. How much more important is that is in a relationship between a man and a woman? That's why God said that when he put two together, let no man put asunder. But it wasn't meant for man and woman to be torn apart once they were brought back together. Again, God knew that was going to separate them when the fall took place. He knew Adam and Eve was going to be separated from each other. The same way Adam and him were separated from each other. And he restored man back to him. How much more he wants to restore man back to woman? And this is where I'm at in my life. It's not in my nature to run around and see how many women that I can be with and collect on my belt. It ain't about that with me.
Right.
See? It's where your heart is at. It's what you want out of life. It's how much of the fruit of the flesh of your eyes. And your mind, what you want, to see for yourself. When you're in love with yourself more than anything and anybody else, that's all you're going to ever care about.
Right.
Don't let no fool you. I don't care what they pretend to act like that they are about with you. If they are really that much in love with themselves and themselves only, you don't have anything coming. Period. You're just an add-on to them and a part of their life. Wherever they want to put you at in their life, that's where you're going to be with them. But it's the real truth, what's in their heart, okay, about you and about others. Satan knew that. He knew that would bring out the worst in a man, because that was his nature. He didn't care about what you thought of a person that you was in love with. He gonna show you how he can tear you apart from that person. And he always takes away from something that you really love and cherish. And I'm not talking about death, because he has no power over death. Okay, only God has that power. He had it the way he could use it at one time. He has never been deaf. But he had the power over death at that time. That's why he was in the earth doing all the wicked and evil things. Do you know how many people that the devil was killing? Manifesting his nature in them, and they against each other? That's why my first podcast was on about the war between man against man. And that's what it all comes out to. That's the whole final outcome of it. Is he has a man destroying each other. Laughing at God every time a murder is committed. Every time a criminal act is committed against another person. That's the most hideous crime that can be committed in man, is to take the life of another man. Out of anything else more in this earth that man does. Because we don't give life, and we don't have a right to take it. And I'm not talking about the life that you think you give them when you have sex and get a woman pregnant. Okay, that's just from your seed. Okay, that's a part of in you anyway, but God is life. He gave you life. You just a seed that he uses to help bring forth more life. That's all. Know your place.
Know your place. Know your role, man.
We have forgotten our place and who we are as being men. And our purpose of why we're here in the earth. We take it the wrong way. We get in our flesh and we think we all this. God will bring you down when you think you so high above him and above everything and everybody else. And I want to be restored back to where I'm supposed to be, like Adam was.
Right.
I don't know about you all out there, but I want my roots. I want my heritage, my spiritual heritage. If y'all don't think y'all spiritual or have any spiritual part of you in your life, or you're about being spiritual, then that's y'all's fault. But you're more than just flesh and blood and bone.
That's a fact.
And anybody ought to be able to know that. That's why God teaches us when we're such a young age about Him. We reject Him and we refuse to acknowledge Him. But He let us know who and what we are. We refer to ourselves as being human beings. Use God's name so loosely in the earth, man do. That's why they have no excuse for what they do, because they acknowledge Him and they know that He exists. Now, accepting Him is one thing, but to reject and not acknowledge that He's real and is another thing. And that's one thing He has not hidden from man, is to know who man is and to know who He is in man. We call out to Him when we can't do nothing else ourselves. First thing we do, God. We quick to call out to Him when we need Him and want something, and we quick to blame Him for something that happens in our lives that He didn't have anything to do about. And either way it goes, it's all right for the devil, because he's going to win both ways in his eyes.
Right.
The only way that he loses against man is when man reconnect back with God. Don't continue to be a vessel to be used by Him, then that's when we get the victory over him, and that's when he loses. Because he don't have one more soul or one more body to use to carry out his evil works. Then we become his enemy. And you don't have to be saved to do that or be like that.
Right.
Just don't do the things that he does of the nature that is of him, that is in you. Don't let that manifest in you to do that. Because every time you do, when you commit an act like that, then you're on his side and you're encouraging him, and he's been the winner by using you to do the things he wants done in the earth. And keeping separated from woman is one of his main goals. Men fighting against each other, that's crazy. How you can hurt something that is a part of you? I can never understand that. I can't.
That's why I say, Pops, they indoctrinated these young boys, especially with this whole ideology of calling each other ops, short for opposite. And I told y'all, when y'all look up what the word opposite means, it basically means the same. All right. So that's why I be telling y'all to study etymology, man, these words, man, and look up what these words mean. And the power that we allow them to have over us when we use them out of context by not knowing what they actually mean. Like calling each other ops.
Right.
Go ahead, Pops.
It's us restoring ourselves back to where we were and how we were in the beginning. It's to be able to continue to enjoy your life and to enjoy life and be happy and glad to be a part of this life and being in this world on this earth, when you can connect all the dots and understand why you're here, okay? Because it's nothing but chaos and discord and evil and corruption running rampant in the earth. And nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. Man is suffering all over the earth. All men, every man. It ain't just one particular race or nationality or origin of people or the culture that you are raised up in or the country that you live in. This is going on everywhere. Everybody is affected by it. And it's crying out. The earth has been taken into a whole new transformation. God's plan is moving and unfolding in the earth. And if you don't have eyes and ears to hear and see and understand and know the signs of the times, you just going to be caught up in it, just like being caught up in a whirlwind or a hurricane or an earthquake or a flood or a tornado. Ain't too much you can do about it, but just hope you be able to survive the outcome of it. But you're a part of it, and you're caught up in it whether you choose to or not to. But there is a solution, and there is an answer, and there's a way out of all this. And that's through you reconnecting back with who you are spiritually. That's the only way it's going to happen for you as an individual person in your life. And that's all me and my son try to do, because it helps us just like it helps y'all. We haven't arrived there yet. You know, we're on the same train y'all are, trying to get there to be where we want to be and to be right and enjoy life that God gave you, you know, and to enjoy your fellow man. Because that's all we got is each other. We don't go out and kick it and hang out with the animals. We hang out with each other. It's funny how the order of things are and how the order of things become when it's taken out of its context. Used to be that man and beast could be together, like it was in the garden. And in fact, Adam called every creature that God created, Adam gave it the name. I don't know how many of y'all know that or not. But every animal, look how many animals that there are in the earth. And everyone that came to Adam named. From the birds in the air. Now, how he was able to do it even with those that are in the oceans, I never know. But he was also spiritual too, so that wouldn't be no problem. But it said everything that God created other than Adam himself, Adam named. Another footnote. When God created everything, do y'all know that everything came up out of the water first? That's what it was when he said that, and on the face of the deep, that the earth without form and void, it had nothing in it. It was just full of water. It was all water. And he separated the waters from the waters. Some he had above him where he's at now. That's why it rains. When it rains, that comes down from the spirit realm. It comes down from out of the spirit realm. Y'all hear me? It ain't through no lightning rise or what neurologists be talking about how it rains. God releases the water that he separated and put above him. And it's in his storage tank in the spirit realm. And it rains down when he wanted to, the earth. That's deep.
That is, man.
And then there's the oceans, water that we have on the earth. I don't understand how it can't blow anybody's mind if they have enough sense just to see this, if they happen to be at that time. Like, I've been on the beach, and I went to Virginia years ago, and I'm out on Virginia Beach, and I'm standing by the shore. Every way and any way that I look out, all I see is water. As far as I can see outwardly, nothing but water.
Right.
And the farther out you see water, the more deeper that it is. But yet, just where I'm standing on the shore, the water comes in a wave, but it'll come so far, but yet it'll go back in. Now, if that don't fascinate you and blow your mind, how all that water can just be where it's at, not just totally open flood. Like when we have floods, that's because God releases that water and tell that water to go farther than where it was already permanent station to be at. That's where we get floods from. God looses them water, tell them water to go farther. And he's dealing with the earth, and he's dealing with man. But it blew my mind how all that water can stay stationary and not never go, but only so far. That's the power of God. How you cannot know there's a God when you see things like that. Hurricanes, tornadoes. You know what it's called in the biblical days, what those were? They were called whirlwinds. God would send whirlwinds. Today we call them hurricanes or tornadoes. And that's nothing but God having control over the wind, That's what a hurricane is. That's what a tornado is. It's nothing but the air that God causes to come into a funnel to do what he wants to do in the earth. Same way it is with water, with earthquakes. He tells the earth to open up, the earth open up. He controls those. Lightning, that's God. That they don't come from no clouds, and that's why I say man has his own concept of things. God gave him that light to know how to deal with what goes on in the earth, with the natural four elements, like with the wind, the rain, snow. Those things fascinates Virgil Sr. because it's a part of God, and God makes all that to be to what it is, and it fascinates me. Most people just say, oh, okay, that's just a part of just knowing because that's the earth we live in the world. But when you know the real origin of where it's about and where it comes from, it'll blow your mind. It really will.
Yes, it definitely will.
It does. That's how awesome God is. That's how powerful God is. And he ought to become just as real to you as we know that the devil is real. Because we acknowledge in a heartbeat that Satan is real. Mm-hmm. We quick to call a person a devil or a demon.
Even the young boys calling themselves demons.
Yeah. Because they done gave over to the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eye and the pride of life. Right. And they had that seed of evil more or less manifesting and running and ruling their lives than they do the good part of the seed. Because good right next there to the seed, in the seed of evil. That's why I say that's what really blew my mind when I find out and got more into about the seed. And I noticed how good and evil. And I said, well, whoa, wait, good is right next to evil in this? You know. Then it was revealed to me that's caused man still have a choice. Even though evil is there, he can still choose to do good.
That's a fact.
One rule or dominate or have power over the other is whichever one that one chooses to use and operate from. So when man and woman go against each other and they have all this going on in this war, that's because that is that nature from the seed, from the fruit of having and knowing the knowledge of good and evil. And they just choose to use evil. They let part of them manifest more than the good. Because good, if good stepped in and override evil, then no chaos would never happen. There would be no disorder. There would be no war between man and woman. Two can't walk together unless they're both in agreement. Okay? That's scriptural. That wasn't out of my book. That was out of the book of God. God said that. Jesus said that. Two can't walk together unless they're in agreement. So a man and a woman in a relationship, it'll never be right unless they both are in the agreement of the same thing. And when one knows where their place is at and who they are, it's not about you being so much me having control over you. You know, or you trying to have control over me. It's just being put back in the natural order of things. That's all.
Right.
It's right being right.
Restoration.
See? Right and wrong will never ever work together. Right and wrong will never ever become one. It's either one or the other. It'll never be both to be productive and fruitful.
Right.
Now one can use the other, which it would be evil, because good don't use. See what I'm saying? Good don't do evil. Evil try to do good. Evil will look like it's doing good. Evil can't even be good. Like good can't be evil. Chew on that. So when a person is telling you something that sounds good, it's the real motive in their hearts is what they really saying and doing and mean. I can tell you I love you easily with my mouth,
right? But
my action shows. I can tell you that I respect you, and at the same time I talk to you like you're a dog. Well, something is wrong with that. I can pretend that I like you, but knowing inside I can't stand you. Because whatever really is what's going to manifest. Because if it's evil is the root of it, that's what's going to manifest. No matter what you covered up and cloak it with, it's going to come to light regardless. Eventually.
It most certainly is.
Well, son, I can feed on and on and on, but I like to cut it.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Go ahead and leave them in your closure, Pops, man.
All right. Like I said, I love you all out there. Wish you the best. I hope that what I had shared with you tonight
Powerful.
would do good and would help you, restore you, make a change in you, because it does me.
Mm-hmm.
Do it for you. And, I would love to hear from your thoughts. Anything that I can help you with, or you want to talk about or want to know of, get with my son,
Right.
and we'll get it together. So that, it's not always what I want to talk about, but I want to hear what you want to know about.
Right.
And what you want to talk about. If it'll help you.
Right.
If it help make that restoration and that change in you, especially if you care for someone, okay? Right. If you're in a relationship or if you're in a marriage and you love that person, you love your husband, you love your wife, you want to save your marriage, you want to be with them. I'm going to do more podcasts on this. So if you believe in that and you think it's true and you want that, and when you hear the truth will set you free, then you'll see the change in your life, in your relationship, in your marriage. And see how really that'll piss the devil off. Because that job, every day I wake up, is my job to piss the devil off and to stop him from doing what he's been doing. Not only in me and trying to bring me down, but through any and everybody else that I care about and love. Exactly. And so it includes all of humanity. Because we're all one. We're all from the same place. And we're all going back to the same place. And I wish y'all a blessed week coming ahead, and that God will pour on you knowledge and wisdom and understanding. And I'll see you all next week, and take care. And like Jerry used to say, and take care of each other. You already know, man. All right, then, Pops. I'm going to touch back with you in a second. All right, son. Love you all. Have a good day. All right, love you, Pops. Love you, too. All right. Yeah, man, y'all already know how we do it over here on Sundays, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Now, I got this on the screen, and I done showed y'all this before, but I want to just show y'all again, just for emphasis. Opposite, right? Having a position on the other or further side of something, facing something, especially something of the same type, right? Diametrically different, of a contrary kind, right? A person or thing that is totally different from or the reverse of someone or something else. In a position facing a specified or implied subject. In a position on the other side of a specific area from or facing. Yes, man. Basically, opposite means the same. like I said, man, it basically means the same, man. You already know, Mr. O, man. Thank y'all for tapping in with us and walking with us, man. You already know, man. Every Sunday, this is what we doing over here, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. Me and my pops, we get it in. We're gonna break it down. I got an idea for next week, but I normally just go with my pops want to go with. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? I love doing this. It's like my pop said, man, this is very helpful for us as well. You feel me? Like, it, helps keep me grounded. Hold on real quick, y'all.
Yeah, my fault, y'all. I'm gonna have to take that phone call. But yeah, though, man, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all coming out over here and tapping in. Y'all know how we do it every Sunday. We going in, breaking down the spiritual roots. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all coming out. Hit that like button, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Tell everybody to come tap in and walk with us on Sundays, man. Y'all know we going in. Y'all know we going in. You know what I'm saying? So it's only right that I leave y'all with a selection. You did. Gotta leave y'all with a selection as we get up out of here. Yeah, babe. We gotta leave y'all with a selection. And it's only right that we do that, man. You know. And we're like, man, like I said, man, appreciate y'all coming out, man. You look, you know what I'm saying? This is a serious situation going on, man. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying, in order to combat, so to speak, everything that's going on, man, you got to be as armed as you possibly can in all ways possible. And understand, over, enter, out of, understand that being spiritually armed is more important than anything else right now. You hear me? Y'all see what's going on in the world and in our society. Y'all see it with your own eyes, man. All right, then, Lance Parker, man. We about to get up out of here, y'all, man. Y'all hit the like button on y'all way up through, man. You know what I'm talking about? Appreciate everybody coming through tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful show, man. I appreciate all y'all coming in and tapping with me and my pops, man. Y'all know we do this every Sunday, man. Come tap in with us next Sunday. We're going to be breaking down the spiritual roots of something. Tomorrow night is going to be a beautiful show tomorrow night. Make sure y'all tap in with us tomorrow night at 8. We going in. We're going to be breaking down my movie, The Golden Fleece. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a beautiful situation. We're going to have the lead character in the movie, my girl Isha, who played Phoenix. We're going to have her on the show tomorrow as well. And we're going to break down and dissect this movie of mine, man, because this is something that's near and dear to my heart. Y'all can go scroll down my video list and y'all going to see The Golden Fleece. It's the trailer and the movie is both on there. The one you see that's 19 minutes, that's the actual movie itself. So we're going to be breaking that down. Tuesday, we're going to be going in at 9:30 instead of 8 because I got some business arrangements I need to take care of tomorrow. You already know, Uncle Diggity, man. You already know, man. I appreciate it, man, Uncle Diggity, man. We're going in every Sunday. Me and my pops going to go in. Tuesday night, me and my brother King L is going to be discussing the Rachel Nichols situation over there. And you know what I'm saying, at the new network. All this stuff transpiring with her and old girl Malika Anderson, and you know the domino effect from all of that not too long ago when that host fiasco happened. Now she over there with Steven Jaskin and Becky with the good hair. So you know what I'm saying, we about to get into it tomorrow on Tuesday night. Me and Elle, we gonna get into it, man. It's gonna be a beautiful situation. We're gonna break it down. And of course, I got some more shows coming up for y'all for the rest of the week as well. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all coming out. Hit that like button on y'all way out. Smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for coming out, man. I really do appreciate it. And we're going to leave y'all with this track right here, man. I think it's only fitting that we leave with this track due to tonight's show, the topic of tonight's show. I think it's only right that we leave out with this track, y'all. So, man, thank y'all for coming out once again, man. Hit that like button, man, on your way out and all of that. And subscribe to the page. Click on the bell. Tomorrow night, we're going again. Once again, 8 o'clock tomorrow. We're going in. You hear me? We're going to be breaking down this movie I made, man, The Golden Fleece, man, featuring my girl Isha. You know, so she's going to be tapping in. She was the main character. Let's go. Here we go, y'all, man. Have a good evening, man. Thank y'all for coming out.
Yeah, stacks with the facts, stacks with the immediately, the real contender. You know, we be manipulated into thinking that we're so different, no actuality. The things that we allow to separate us, man, are the very same things that can unite us all. What we gonna do, y'all? We all one. It's time for us to wake up. Conflict creates controversy, causes confusion. I don't believe in it all because it's all illusions. No difference between us because I am you and you and me. Everything is us and we are everything. Conflict creates controversy, causes confusion. I don't believe in it all because it's all illusions. No difference between us because I am you and you and me. Everything is us and we are everything. When I was sitting in prison, I had the illest visions. Waking up in cold sweats, thought I was really tripping. I'm getting letters from Adrian saying I miss you, brother. I'm getting God body books sent to me by my mother. It's funny how you don't realize till you get locked away. How many years you wasted just was in the way. Many you call, only a few get chosen though. The short career is now here, but it ain't over though. They gotta try to divide us and keep us separated. But if we all come together, we could never be Cajun. I'm trying to bring all us together, my sister and brethren. Ain't no difference between us, we each other's reflection. Conflict creates controversy, causes confusion. I don't believe in it all because it's all illusions. No difference between us because I am you and you and me. Everything is us and we are everything. Conflict creates controversy, causes confusion. I don't believe in it all because it's all illusions. No difference between us because I am you and you and me. Everything is us and we are everything. UN Agenda 2030 is right in our face. Coronavirus got us all with masks on our face. We get illusion of choice from public politicians. And the black bootleg, they control our position. You know they give us our leaders, tell us to follow them. They separate and divide us because it profits them. Climate action, Brazilian plans and weaponized weather. They playing us like a hawk, and we should all know better. GMO foods, and you know they put poison in our water. The prison system take fathers away from sons and daughters. I'm trying to clear out a path that lead us from the slaughter. I don't just do it for me, I do this shit for all us. Conflict creates controversy, causes confusion. I don't believe in it all because it's all illusions. No difference between us because I am you and you and me. Everything is us and we are everything. Conflict creates controversy, causes confusion. I don't believe in it all because it's all illusions. No difference between us because I am you and you and me. Everything is us and we are everything. Everything. Stacks with the facts. E&E. 2020 takeover. The real contender. Realize that we are all one. I'm a reflection of you. You a reflection of me. We are a reflection of we.